Madhu Kela is again one of the most respected voices in the Indian stock markets, has got his finger completely on the pulse. Mr. Kela, thank you so much for being with us. First of all, let me start off by asking you, what do you make of the budget? How do you think the stock markets have reacted to it from a short-term, medium-term, long-term point of view?
Vikram, thank you so much for having me, and it's very nice to speak to you after a long time. Vikram, I think budget was absolutely fabulous, I would say. The finance minister did deliver on all counts, whatever would have been expected of this budget, what she should not do and what she should do. I think she delivered actually on all counts. So let me touch, obviously, the obvious thing what she should not have done is touch the capital gains tax, which the market was very skeptical about, right? So there was no change out there. They actually delivered on the fiscal path. Not only did they deliver last year number, they guided for a lower number, and also they guided for a path of 4.5% fiscal deficit after 2 years. So then, the capital expenditure which the government has announced overall of 10 lakh crore rupees, that was also kind of a positive surprise, if I may say, from the market perspective. So that was also fully delivered. So third, she rationalized the taxes, gave a little bit more money in people's hand, which possibly will make the inflationary pressure less for the middle class people, and also they will have some money in their hand to spend. So I think on all counts, it was a very good budget, I would say.
Okay, so let me just look at some of those from a stock market point of view. And obviously, some of the insurance company stocks fell, that maybe because some of those, the premiums that could be paid are now being capped at a certain amount. So maybe the insurance companies were unhappy with that reason. Infrastructure stocks, you would expect to react really positively, and capital goods stocks also, because it's heading in a certain direction.
Yeah, of course, I would say, Vikram, if we treat this as a passing phase for the market, whatever is happening which is beyond budget, and I'm sure in due course of time, this will all get sorted out. And I'm post that, the bottom of the story, specifically in the infrastructure sector, I would think in the capital goods sector will start to look good. Because, I don't remember ever in the history, Indian budget ever provided for 10 lakh crore rupees of capital expenditure in 1 year, ever in the history.
Yeah. In the stock markets itself, though, the entire infrastructure story may be overtaken a little bit today, at least by what's happening with the Adani company stocks. Adani Enterprise itself, after its FPO was successful yesterday, down by, what is it, nearly 22, 23% or more. What is your sense of what is happening there?
So, see, I don't want to comment on the stock prices, Vikram, to be honest with you. Yeah. But I would go to the extent of saying Gautam Bhai has been very well known to me personally. And he has shown exceptional capability in the past to tackle some of these issues. And also, they have shown excellent execution in the past, right? They've managed to do so many acquisitions. They've been able to manage to consolidate. So, as Nana was saying, for India's sake and for his sake, I would wish that they overcome this short-term turbulence. And, because India definitely needs entrepreneurs like him to take the India story forward.
All right. So you're saying that it could be just short-term turmoil out there. Turning to one other sector, I mean, of course, Adani stocks have been rising very sharply. The other sector which has been doing really well is defense, and, many defense stocks. Today, they were again under a certain amount of pressure. Today, is that because maybe they were expecting a more larger amount of spending on defense?
Yeah, also it's a combination of factor, Vikram. Defense stocks had done so well, so there were a lot of expectations which were being built up. And typically pre-budget, all the defense companies, railways companies, they typically, see that everyone knows that there will be good positive announcement. And we did not see anything in the defense today. So maybe a bit of reaction to that.
All right, fine. So any sectors you'll be particularly looking at, Madhu Kela, and overall, are you hopeful that this is going to be a good year for the Indian stock markets?
I would say overall, if you have a 3-year view, then you should, this is good, interesting time to invest in equities. You need to buy selective shares. I'm more biased to buy shares in the financial sector, in the infrastructure sector. I'm more biased to ensure that I build a good portfolio which is linked to Indian economy and which is linked to India growth story. And I have really no reason to doubt on India growth story because of whatever is going on. I think this is a passage of time and it should settle down.
All right, Madhu Kela, always a pleasure speaking to you. Thank you so much.
I just want to say, one thing that you must run proper disclaimer that we obviously make a lot of forward-looking statements and people must consult their own investment advisor before acting on our advice.
Madhu Kela, thank you so much for joining us. Though it's always a pleasure speaking to you and getting your sense of what's happening.
All the best.
Thank you. Thank you so much.